Alright, this is chapter 11, differentiation, section 11.1, the derivative. We're doing problem 1. Part A. Find the slope of the secant line PQ for each point Q equals x f of x, whose x value is given in the table. Round your answers to 4 decimal places. And then part B says, use your results from part A to estimate the slope of the tangent line at P. Alright, so our function is f of x equals x cubed plus 3. The point P equals -2, -5. And so we need to look at each x value of this other point Q, which is going to keep changing, getting smaller and smaller and closer to -2. Find the y value and then use that point with the original point to determine the slope of the line connecting those 2 points. So x value of Q, the first one is -3, and we've got m PQ. So essentially this is the slope of PQ, the line connecting the 2 points. But first we need to find the y value of each point. So f of -3 equals -3 cubed plus 3. So that's going to equal -27. Wait, -3 raised to the power of 3 is -27 plus 3, which equals -24. And thus the slope is going to be -24 minus -5 over -3 minus -2. So that's going to give us -24 plus 5 over -3 plus 2, which is going to give us -24, -19 over -1, which equals 19. So the slope of this line is going to be 19. All right, let's move on to value 2.5. For this point Q, the x value is going to be 2.5. So let's find f of -2.5. So we've got -2.5 cubed plus 3. So that's going to be -2.5 raised to the power of 3. -15.625 plus 3. So that's going to equal -12.625. So now that we have the y value, we can find the slope of this line, MPQ, -12.625 minus -5 over -2.5 minus -2. And that's going to be -7.625 over -0.5. So that's going to be 7.625. So the negatives drop out. Divided by 0.5 is 15.25. So that will be the slope of the line connecting the original point Q to this new point, -2.5, -12.625. Alright, let's keep moving. On to the next point. It's negative 2.2. Make a little space here on the right. So f of negative 2.2 equals negative 2.2 cubed plus 3. I'm going to plug that into my old calculator. That's negative 10.648 plus 3 equals negative 7.648. So the slope of the line connecting these 2 points is now negative 7.648 minus negative 5 over negative 2.2 minus negative 2. So we're going to have negative 2.645 over negative 0.2. So the slope is going to equal 2.645 divided by 0.2. 13.225. Alright, we've got a few more points to go here. We've got negative 2.1. We've got negative 2.01 and negative 2.001. So I'm going to use a different piece of paper to continue doing this problem that's extremely long. I hope you guys are just working along with me, or else this would be the most boring video ever. But if you're working along with me, then it shouldn't be boring. You should be engaged, hopefully, in actually doing the problem, which is what you should be doing, because it'll help you to do really well in this class by doing all these problems. Okay, so we're looking at f of negative 2.1, which is negative 2.1 cubed plus 3, and that's going to equal negative 2.1 raised to the power of 3 is equal to negative 9.261 plus 3 is going to equal negative 6.261. Now let's find the slope. Again, we've got the y value, negative 6.261 minus negative 5 over negative 2.1 minus negative 2. So the slope is going to then equal negative 1.261 over negative 0.1. So that's going to equal 12.61. So over here for the slope, it's going to equal 12.61. So you see, as we're approaching the value 2, our P point, the slope of the line is getting smaller and smaller, and it seems to be converging on a number roughly around 12. Let's keep going here. F of negative 2.01 is going to equal negative 2.01 cubed plus 3, which equals, plugging 2.01 into the calculator, raising it to the power of 3, is going to be negative 8.12 plus 3 equals negative 5.12. And it's set to round your answers to 4 decimal places. So I'm going to round it to 1.1206. Alright, so now I'm going to have the slope is going to equal negative 5.1206 minus negative 5 over negative 2.01 minus negative negative 2. So m is going to equal negative 0.1206 divided by negative 0.01, which is going to equal 12.06. Looks like I was right about it converging to 12, because I think that's pretty much where we're headed. Let's just do the last one just for the sake of completeness. So we've got f of negative 2.001 equals negative 2.001 cubed plus 3. Negative 2.001 raised to the power of 3 equals, what does it equal? Calculator. Okay, it equals negative 8.012. We're going to add 3 to that. So we're going to be left with negative 5.012. And now let's find the slope of this final secant line connecting this new point Q and the original point P. It's going to be negative 5.0120 minus negative 5 over negative 2.001 minus negative 2. So the slope is going to equal negative 0.0120 divided by negative 0.001, and that's going to equal 12. So there you have it, folks. As we are approaching this point, negative 2, 5, and we are looking at the secant lines, the lines that connect these 2 points, and we're looking at the slope of those lines, we see that the slope is converging to this value of 12 as we approach negative 2, starting from negative 3 for the x value. Alright, hope you guys had as much fun doing that problem as I had. We're done here.